This is the TV6 News at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Brilling.
And I'm Joanne Williams. Another clash between pro-life and pro-choice forces this morning. 73 people were arrested outside a clinic at 26th and Wisconsin. The target was Metropolitan Medical Services, one of only 2 clinics where abortions were scheduled today. Pro-choice forces were ready, ringing the building with hundreds of people. Police were in place, too, as hundreds of pro-life forces arrived about 7 o'clock. Several patients were escorted into the building by volunteers, and the arrests began about 8 o'clock. In all, 73 were arrested, 47 of them juveniles. It was orderly, but there were frequent verbal confrontations between the individuals with strong beliefs.
Meets the sperm. Why do we call that life?
The egg never continuates. The sperm doesn't continuate. The egg and sperm is the start of a new creation. You tell me when life starts.
Anti-choice has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho-ho! Anti-choice has got to go.
There were a total of 1,200 demonstrators at the clinic this morning, pro-life and pro-choice. By 10 o'clock, it was over for today. There will be more protests. The biggest is planned for Saturday. Some of the pro-life activists have since moved to the National Guard Armory on Richard Street.
They're holding a vigil outside the makeshift jail. Julie Feldman and Boyd Hubert are also there, and they join us now to talk about what today's developments mean to both sides in the abortion issue. Boyd, you've been covering the pro-choice movement. How do they see today's developments?
Well, John, I can tell you that pro-choice leaders say they are very, very pleased with the way things have gone, not just today, but for the entire week. They say they have been effective because they have been able to turn out hundreds and hundreds of pro-choice supporters at the clinics each day who have lined up and provided human barricades in front of the clinics. They say that those barricades have resulted in the clinics staying open. They say patients are getting in to have their abortions performed. And they also say that today, unlike Tuesday, the so-called rescuers have not been able to make it to the clinic doors. They were stopped at the human barricades. They were stopped by police, and the arrest took place right in the street instead of at the clinic doors today. So that they point to as an indication also of their effectiveness. At this point, pro-choice leaders say they are sending a message to the nation that if the pro-choice community gets organized, that they can effectively shut down this rescue technique as an effective form of abortion protest. Of course, pro-life leaders see things quite differently. Julie Feldman has been talking to them.
You're right, Boyd. They certainly do. Today, pro-life leaders are claiming a victory, too. They say whenever you have a turnout, such as this morning, that in effect, the pro-life movement has shut that clinic down. Even when clinic operators will tell you that the medical facility has remained open and that patients have been treated. Even when the pro-choice turnout is as large as it was this morning, pro-life leaders say the bigger the turnout, the better. And it doesn't matter which side you're on. Because if somebody who is going to go into that medical facility for an abortion sees a very large crowd outside, praying, chanting, and singing, chances are that woman is going to turn around and leave. And in response to the clinics, who have said that the clinic remained open this morning, pro-life leaders say that is garbage, it can't be true. And in fact, that several of the patients who made appointments this morning at the clinic at 27th in Wisconsin were pro-life moles, if we can call them that. People from the pro-life movement who made appointments at that clinic for an abortion, or at least to come in to see if they were pregnant, for the sole purpose of finding out if the clinic would be open and when it would be operating.
Okay, thank you, Julie. That's Julie Feldman and Boyd Hubert there at the Richard Street Armory today. In other